Well, good morning, and yes, it is 8:53 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Normally, I'd be an hour into work, but I've got the weekend off. Last night, I was going to go to bed early, but there was an urgent motion filed into the court. That is right. We've got there was a late night appeal made to the court last night, and we had the same players. We had Judge Anthony Kelly. He presided over the previous case. We had Mr. Nick Wood, who was the senior counsel for Djokovic. And last time we had junior barristers. Well, they brought in the big guns. Mr. Stephen Lloyd. He was the barrister representing Alex Hawke. Last night, as I said, I need to apologise because I actually fell asleep. And I know that Poppy Seeds took some notes and is going to do very well. Good morning, sunshine. You look gorgeous. This is my get out of bed look, Osbel. I need to just not worry about doing anything if I look gorgeous, just getting out of bed. This is the bed head. I have actually been up for a little while because today my dad and uncle are meeting with the funeral director to organise the funeral and confirm the date to the funeral. And because I do all the sounds and audio, the audio-visual stuff at church, I've had my mum on the phone. So we've been talking funeral details and all that sort of stuff. And so that's today. The funeral will be finalised tomorrow. So I think Wednesday's funeral. Anyway, as we speak at the moment, I actually was going to apologise for the way that I looked, Osbel, but I won't now. And I have to confess, this is my nightgown. I haven't even bothered putting on clothes. As we speak, Novak Djokovic is currently detained and is being interviewed by the Department of Immigration officials at this point in time. So the ABC so let's have a look at what, so this is from the ABC. I've got the judge's orders. I've got what's going on at 10:15 today. There is an urgent hearing, so it's been changed to the Federal Court of Australia. And Justice Callaghan is actually going to preside over that matter. So I guess there were lots of people that questioned Judge Kelly over his handling of the matter. This is a justice. So in my opinion, I think Judge Kelly decided that this was going to be too hot to handle, and he quite willingly, and he was able to, one of his decisions that he could make was he could move it to a higher court. He chose to do that, and to be honest with you, I don't blame him. So, I mean, I know people can compare him to, I know he's been compared to Jesus. It's like the he's washed his hands of him at the moment and moved him on. But anyway, So Djokovic was not detained, and he wasn't going to be deported. So he has an interview with immigration officials at 8 a.m. So he currently now, because it's 8:53, hi Bo, it's 8:57. So he will have been in an interview with immigration officials for an hour. The minister's representative, Stephen Lloyd, indicated Djokovic was likely to be taken into detention tomorrow after he's interviewed by immigration and meets with his legal team. Lawyers for Mr. Djokovic have indicated they will challenge the minister's reason for cancelling Mr. Djokovic's visa, including that allowing Mr. Djokovic to stay would excite anti-vax sentiment in the Australian community. Mr. Djokovic's lawyer, Nick Wood, said the minister's reasons were patently irrational and did not consider that deporting Mr. Djokovic could also stir up anti-vax sentiment. And there was an adjournment. I actually fell asleep during the adjournment. It went on. So Judge Kelly did say this: it seems to take note of the fact that the outbreak of this pandemic has had a significant impact worldwide, particularly on Australia, including on its people, on its livelihoods, physical and mental health. All these matters are matters for government policy. I wonder if this is effectively the important foundational aspect for this case. And I think it is. So here is, so the case, as I said, was referred to a higher court. So Djokovic cannot be detained until the matter is resolved. But because he's in detention, he can't play either. So he will continue in detention from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. During detention, he'll remain with solicitors but be escorted by Border Force officials. He'll be allowed to sleep at his residential address tonight and tomorrow, and he adjourned it. So the interesting thing is the location of Djokovic's interview today was disclosed in open court, and his lawyers are concerned that the location will become a media circus. So it has asked for a new location. The judge said he can't be expected to broker this and has asked both parties to come to agreement. So then they adjourned again while they worked on a suitable location. So 8 a.m. this morning, or an hour ago, he's having his interview with Border Force. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., he will remain in detention at his solicitor's office. He'll be allowed to return to his residential address tonight to sleep. And then 9 a.m. Sunday, he'll be delivered to the offices of his solicitors with 2 Border Force officials. So yeah, so there's an undisclosed. So here is why Judge would have, as I said, I think Judge Anthony Kelly moved the court to the federal court to ensure a quick turnaround and avoid additional appeals. So again, the federal court has a higher authority than he does. He said, in regard to the objective of securing a quick, inexpensive final determination of proceedings, we've already had submissions on Monday which recognise fully the not uncommon experience in this jurisdiction of a succession of appeals. I raise the issue with the parties in that way for this reason. The court is conferred power to consider the exercise of this discretion to transfer this proceeding to the Federal Court of Australia. While I have, it seems, an unappealable power to transfer a proceeding from this to another court is qualified by requirement that the federal court confirms the order. So Djokovic's lawyer is very concerned about the time because it would seem that he's playing Monday night. And they were very not very happy about the fact that they didn't find out till late. So the Novak Djokovic versus Minister for Immigration has been transferred to the federal court. The hearing is listed before Judge Callahan at 10:15 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, the 15th of January, and that's today. So at 10:15 today, it goes before Justice Callahan. I've not seen any link. So Murray, has come out again and spoken. In a country like Australia, you need to be vaccinated to come in. And, he's spoken out. He does feel for Djokovic, but said, hey, you knew you had to be vaccinated. Apparently, Djokovic has been treated like a criminal. I tell you what, is to be able to sleep in your own bed at night, if that's been a criminal, well, there you go. Serbian residents have also criticised the treatment of the star. I am revolted. I am angry because I did not expect they would treat the world's best tennis player like this. I did not think he deserved this, especially since he's representing our country and he's number 1 tennis player. Well, guess what, people of Serbia? We have a number 1 tennis player in Australia. Her name is Ash Barty, and she is lovely. And we know how to treat our tennis players. Justine Henin says that if Djokovic doesn't play, the 7-time Grand Slam champ Justine Henin said it might be better for Novak Djokovic to avoid playing in the Australian Open next week, regardless of the outcome. I think the best thing he doesn't play. When something is so complicated, I don't say that Djokovic doesn't have a right to fight because he thought it was the right thing to do. But I think it's now been proven that so many Australian people don't play. So it's better for everyone, for tennis, for the tournament, and maybe for him that he doesn't play the tournament. Now, I've been reading on social media that people aren't going to watch the tennis if he's in. I've heard that people are trying to refund, will ask for refunds on tickets if you play it. So I've heard people are not going to turn up. I've heard that people are going to boo him. That's not what we want. So essentially, if he wins, he plays Monday. Anyway, so let's have a look. This was the orders that were made last night. And I'm going to try, if I can get a link to the hearing, I will. But I'll definitely keep you updated because it's going to be a whirlwind. I think the plan was initially to have it, because they've got it, they would have been up all night doing submissions because, anyway. So Mr. Tran and Miss Wooten were the ones that did the other case. So now they've got 4 each now. Okay, so upon the applicant, through his counsel, undertaking to file and serve as reasonably practical an originating application respecting the interlocutory and final relief to be sought in this proceeding, an affidavit which is to be exhibited, a copy of the respondent's statement of reasons for the decision made purportedly pursuant to Section 113C3 of the Migration Act 1958, together with the submission for decision by the respondent. So 113C3. So this is 113. Looks like he's done it there. 113. Oh, there you go. Okay. To submit any such order, if any, that the court may consider to be just for the payment of compensation. I don't know whether they're going to put it. I know that they put the other one on YouTube. They don't generally do it. I've not been able to find a link. Although, because he's used public interest, technically it should be a public interest case. But I think they're going to have the same problem. The system will be overloaded. Anthony, if I can find out, I'll let you know. I've been searching the the federal court site, and I haven't found anywhere yet. Like last night, they put the matter on the schedule. It's not even on the schedule today. So Victoria, it may be updated. I don't think so. We're in Victoria. See, there's nothing there. So usually, interesting, because Justice is not even there, Justice O'Callaghan. Normally, you have to email through to the Justice's assistant. And of course, I don't know who that is. But yeah, it's not even listed there. So I can't tell you. Right. So to submit such order, so payment compensation to any person affected by the operation of this order or undertaking, or in continuation of the order and undertaking, to pay compensation referred to in paragraph 2 of an undertaking. Until 9, they blowed out a TV that was showing the stream in Serbia. Wow. Yeah, last night it was on YouTube. The court last night you put it on their YouTube channel. You can still watch it on YouTube if you do the family. If you search, I found it on YouTube. No, it's not. It's not suppressed. It was on their YouTube channel because I found it last night. Where were we? See, it's there. Federal Court, see, YouTube channel. It was there on the YouTube channel. So Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia's YouTube channel, you could have viewed it from, but the Federal Court, I don't know. Yeah, yesterday's stream's there, the other stream's there, but I don't think they're going to do. See, the Federal has established this online file in a view of public interest. I'm expecting that this matter will become a public interest file on the Federal Court of Australia. Or it has to be. It has to be a public interest matter. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place at the moment. I'm just trying to find everything. You should have to go here to get public interest. It should technically be a public interest case because it is a public interest case. Let's have a look. It's not here. These are the public interest cases at the moment. And it's not there. But if there's any updates, I'll definitely let you know. But the federal court usually, for the federal court cases that I've had to attend, I've had to get a link. So, yeah, that's how it's worked for me. All right. So pending the final hearing and determination of this proceeding, or unless the applicant makes a written request of the respondent for his removal from Australia, he will not, whether himself, his servants, his agents, the Department of Immigration, Citizen, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs, the Australian Border Force, or howsoever otherwise take or attempt to take any steps to remove or purport to remove the applicant from Australia. So essentially, he's allowed in Australia. The applicant will not be taken into detention before attending the interview at the offices of the respondent in Lonsdale Street or such other address as may be agreed to by the parties in writing at 8 a.m. Saturday, the 15th of January 2022. The applicant may continue detention from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturday, 15th January 2022. Such detention be effected by his being delivered by the respondent to the offices of the applicant's solicitors, where he shall remain subject to the supervision of 2 Australian Border Force, and the applicant may continue in detention from 9 a.m. on Sunday, the 16th January 2022, until the conclusion of any hearing of the proceeding. Such detention to be effected by his being delivered by the respondent to the offices of the applicant's solicitors, where he shall remain subject to supervision of the Australian Border Force. So he essentially gets to sleep in his own bed, and he gets taken by Border Force to his lawyer's office where he stays, and there's 2 Border Force officers out, on the premises. And I mean, if that's being treated like a prisoner, then I'm happy to be chauffeured around. All right, okay. Pursuant to Section 202, 203 of the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia Act 2021, the parties have leave to appear and make submissions before the court by audio and video link. The applicant have leave for now to make oral application for judicial review of the decision of the respondent made purportedly to Section 113C3 of the Migration Act to cancel his temporary activity visa, subject to paragraph 4 of this order, pursuant to Section. You'll have to ask Tennis Australia. Victoria, this is the thing. He got let in by the federal government. He had approval to play at the Australian Open. That's all he had. He had approval to play at the Australian Open unvaccinated. To get into the country Victoria cannot give permission for someone to enter the country because they only control state borders. They let you into the state. The feds let you into the country. So the question would be, why did Victoria let him into the state? Okay, so they're going to make reasonable steps to make an application seeking confirmation of transfer proceedings to the federal court. Okay. So the court notes that the respondent did not oppose the grant of leave to make oral application to seek judicial review of the respondent's decision to cancel the visa, or the applicant sought for the proceeding to remain in this court. The respondent does not oppose the transfer to the proceeding of the federal court. In doing so, where the applicant purports by midday, Saturday the 15th July 2022, to file and serve his submissions. The parties agreed he would file his response submissions by answering the affidavit by 10 p.m. So this is what they were originally agreeing to. They were going to make submissions for no more than an hour. Parties seek a final hearing on Sunday, the 16th of January. Competition in the Australian Open is scheduled to commence on Monday. It's presently uncertain whether, should he be able to do so, the applicant will commence such competition. Now, initially, the judge was going to give him an injunction to stay until the 15th of January, which would have been the first week of the competition. Could you imagine if he could only stay for 1 week of the competition? And the judge says, yeah, I'll let you stay for the first week. So, yeah. So then they're going here. So they're going prior to arriving in Australia. He'd been granted a temporary visa. His medical exemption had provided him by 2 medical experts. It is the applicant's contention that he was accordingly entitled to quarantine-free entry and travel into Australia. The Minister of Home Affairs decided to cancel the visa. The proceeding of MLG 35/2022, he got his visa back. When the order was made on 10th of January, the Council for Respondents said that the Minister of Immigration might invoke 113C. The applicant has furnished submissions and supporting documentation to the Minister of Immigration against the exercise of personal power to the visa. Now they're talking about the fact that the visa was cancelled, stating on health and good order grounds, on the basis it was in the public interest to do so. The applicant contends that the reasons assigned by the respondent for making the second decision are substantially different from the first delegate who made the first decision. Well, there doesn't have to be the same reason. It would be. I mean, I would have thought it would have to be different because that matter was dealt with. But anyway, that's just me. In the proceedings commenced this day, to contend the second decision is also tainted by jurisdictional error, that the respondent's proceedings disputes those contentions. Having the respondent not proffered the undertakings given above would be satisfied a serious question to be tried existed, such to support making interim orders and the balance of convenience. So now he's quoted some law. But so again, he's putting out the arguments. Now he's saying that for the judicial review, I don't know. That's it. The jurisdiction conferred by the Section 476 of the Migration Act upon this court to hear and determine proceedings by way of judicial review. Additional power is conferred on the Federal Court of Australia. And this is why he's moved it to the Federal Court of Australia, because they've got greater power. Plus, yeah. So that was the registrar for that. So he essentially handballed it to the Federal Court of Australia, who's got more powers. So it's to do with public interest. As I was saying, for me, it comes down to this: satisfied. If there is the minister satisfied, and I thought the reason why it took 4 days was it was going to be a bulletproof. But you know, it looks like the wording of his decision may be contested. But and I know that the judge had the reasons for that. So anyway, so at 10:15 today, it's also it starts again. So that all happened so that's everything that happened last night. So that's got you up to date with where we are now. But I agree with Justine Hennon, who says it's probably better if he doesn't play because of the fact that we know that particularly Victorians, aren't very happy with him. And if you look at the sentiment on social media at the moment, when the visa got cancelled, there was a lot of very happy people. As I said, we've sacrificed a lot in this day. And let me also tell you something. Did you know that all the ball kids had to be vaccinated as well? All the ball kids on the court. Everybody on the court, everybody. You can't watch, you can't get into the tennis, you can't go and watch the tennis unless you're double vaccinated. You can't work at the tennis unless you're double vaccinated. You can't officiate unless you're double vaccinated. You can't be a ball kid unless you're double vaccinated. You can't clean there unless you're double vaccinated. You can't be security there unless you're double vaccinated. And you can't play there unless you're double vaccinated. So it's pretty clear. And, you know, so they are the rules. So anyway, that's the rules that have been put there. And I actually spoke to the ball kids, and they said, "Yep, we had to be double vaccinated." I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying they were the rules. So, and every other player or official that was not vaccinated has actually since left the country. So, as well. So one of either. So I am thinking it may take today and tomorrow to get this matter sorted, but we will know. He will know for Monday that he's allowed to play. So in an hour, it starts again. As I said, I haven't seen anything to tell me that it is. I know, it's like, yeah, and it's like the Bart versus Australia from The Simpsons, really, isn't it? It's like straight out of the Simpsons episode. Oh. Justice O'Callaghan Justice O'Callaghan is the justice for today. Is going to be the justice for today. Let's have a look. I had the case here. So see, it hasn't even been updated to say it's been moved. The court file hasn't been updated either. So I'll just show you what's here. Because this is still saying that it's all this is the federal court file, so it's been moved to the federal court. And it's just showing that it was yesterday. That was the orders, so I viewed the orders. So I've got nothing else, but we know that court's at 10:15. Actually, I might make my next thing Djokovic versus Australia on the Simpsons stuff. And then it says here, this matter has been transferred to the Federal Court of Australia. So let me click here. Oh, and there we go. It's open. There it is. Oh, 10:15, YouTube. The hearing will be streamed on the YouTube site. There we go. That's just happened. Federal Court's YouTube channel. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Federal Court of Australia's YouTube. So it's this is the link 10:15. All right. Well, I better go because I need to make myself pretty for court. That's so funny sometimes. I'll crack myself up. Yeah. So then we'll have another discussion. I'm not working today. I'm not working today, so I will reconvene after court today, and we can have a discussion about it. And I'm hoping Poppy Seeds might be around as well later, so we can have a chat. I do not blame Australian people against they are under mass. So, and I look, I think there's also people that aren't very happy, you know, with the entitlement attitude. And again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting. So yeah, so anyway, I've given you the link for. So I guess I will see you after court today, and we'll have another chat and see where we are up to. So thank you for joining me, and I will catch you. Message me with what you want anytime, my friend. I will, because I need some new graphics at some point in time too. I will catch you after court today. Speak to you soon.